Hey, I'm Allie, this is Gunnar, and today I'm going to talk about why you should get a PhD in 5 minutes. All right, let's get started. So, first of all, it's an accomplishment. Those 3 little letters after your name that you work for 2 to 8 years to obtain, that's a big thing. It's a little symbol for a big thing. And it shows that you are resilient. You can put up with a lot of hard work, a lot of criticism, a lot of it's really hard. It's not just physically, I guess depending on the work, maybe more physically than others, but it's so mentally exhausting. It just takes a lot of determination to see a project through for that long. You really have to stick it out. And it's really hard for anybody, I think, in any situation in life to stick with something for that long. It's difficult. So to actually accomplish that it's a really big thing, and that's what those 3 letters mean. It doesn't mean that you're super smart, that you went to school for super long. It just means that you're able to see something through. That's how I see it. And that's a big signal to people looking to hire you, or just anyone really, to say that you can see something through from the start to the end. And that's what getting your PhD means, is that not everybody gets one. Like, you can start it and not get it in the end. And the people that do get it, that means that they, did all their research, they got up there, they defended it, and they shook hands at the end, and all of a sudden they crossed the imaginary finish line and they now became a doctor. So it's a signal of accomplishment, and it really is. And that's a unique thing to have. And another thing that not a lot of people would maybe think come with obtaining a PhD is the network of people that you get to know, and this network that you grow over the years. It becomes a really small world. Like, for example, my master's program, the connection to that, and also the connection to my PhD program, they were both from connections in my undergraduate program. And that just shows how small of a world it is. Like, once you get into the field that you are really passionate about, something that you want to do, the number of people that are also in your same boat becomes really small. So you run into them over and over. You see them on papers, you do studies with them, you know someone who knows them. And it just becomes a really small group of tight-knit people who know that you guys are all in it for the same reasons. You are passionate about this. And that's something really cool to have, because, as I just said, it got me my master's program and my PhD. I wouldn't have had those opportunities if I didn't start making those connections really early on. So that network is something really important that you can carry with you throughout your whole career. Just knowing people, it's not what you know, it's who you know. My grandma always says that. And it's true. The more that I learn, it's very true. It's who you know. And that network is important to have. And, when I went to after I graduated with my PhD, I went and got my big girl job, and I was at the epicenter of research for wildlife in the country. And I remember my hall neighbor was someone that I studied his papers for years and years. My over 10 years of school education. I remember researching all of his studies, and I knew exactly who he was. I never knew what his face looked like, but I knew his name, his last name, and his first initial. And that was like almost a starstruck moment, like, wow, I know all the studies you've done, and here you are, my neighbor in the hall. So that was pretty cool. Another thing is that you are the expert. You become an expert on something, and it really allows you to explore your passion. So you want to make sure it's something that you can study for so long, and you are really passionate about it, and you get to dive in really deep. People will come to you for the answers, and you will be representing the field. Like, they won't be able to Google and find an answer. You will be the answer. So that's something that's really unique that a lot of people don't think about, and there's our time. If you want me to talk about this topic or another topic for 5 more minutes, please let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching.